I don't know if you can tell, but I've been crying. All the puffiness. Ugh, just talking about dating. It's so hard. Now I'll cry again. But as a 36-year-old single woman, there's just like so many things you have to consider. And some of my coworkers are telling me that I'm too picky, that I have too high of expectations. So I just want to know, like, what are the things that I should be able to expect? Like, where should my level of expectation be? What's too picky? What's an acceptable thing to feel like is a make or break?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today, we are going to be talking about how there are a lot of 30-plus women complaining that they can't find a man. And you know what's interesting? That through the course of the video, we are going to find out why so many women are still single in their 50s looking for a partner, and some don't see it till it is too late. Let's begin.
I turned 33 in 8 days, and I'm having like a slight meltdown over it. I don't usually feel this way about my birthday. I don't even feel like I felt like this when I was 30. But when I was 30, I was married, and I thought I had like a whole life of partnership ahead of me, maybe. And I've spent the past 2 years single, and sure, I've had some situationships, but nothing of substance. And I don't know, I just feel a sense of like doom and gloom about turning another year older and being in this space where I'm fucking swiping left and right every other day. No one cares to make a connection. No one cares to go past like texting. It's like everyone just fucking wants a texting fucking buddy. Or they match you knowing that your intentions are to find a life partner, and then they're just not ready for a commitment. Dating is exhausting, and I just don't want to do it anymore. I almost feel like it leaves you feeling even lonelier.
So, she's 33 years old, plus divorce. Help me to understand. She is asking for connection, but she threw away her marriage. What's funny to me is that so many women say that they want love. They want a real connection from a man. And when they finally have it, they throw it away. Because they are always complaining. Oh, he's too boring. He doesn't prioritize me enough. You can be the perfect partner, but in the end, it's never enough. Because they think that they deserve more. And that's what we are going to see on the next clip.
Hey you guys, so I recently broke up with my boyfriend, and I didn't think that I was going to share this experience or this story just because it's not that big of a deal and it's kind of private too, but I decided to share it because I felt like the girls really needed to hear about this. So there are two major points I'm going to make, and I'm going to try to keep this very short. So number one, the way that God has carried me throughout this breakup is really nothing short of amazing and unbelievable. Usually after a breakup, I'm a mess. Like, I've been known to cry in the club over a breakup. Like, I'm telling you, days, weeks, and the fact that that has not been my experience this time is only because of God. And I've been really trying to get back to my relationship with him first and foremost, so that he is leading my relationships from now on. Number two is, I feel like a lot of times when we all see these breakup stories, especially coming from the woman's perspective, it's always like this horror story, like, the stuff that she's been through and what he put her through and all the stuff that she put up with. And we all look at her like, girl, why was you in that relationship? Like, why did you stay? But when I tell you guys that that's not my experience at all, like, it just wasn't. My ex was a great guy. Like, even after we broke up, still sending me flowers to my apartment, like just a great guy, but for somebody else. And we didn't break up because of anything that he did to me, anything that I found out or anything that I did to him. We literally broke up because just of small things that led me to understand that this was not my husband. And so I needed to make room for my husband by exiting that relationship. But I'm telling you, the way that he treated me within this relationship was so good. He's raised my standard. And you guys know that my standards were already high to begin with. But my ex treated me so well in our relationship that it was like, if the next guy, he's made it harder for the next guy. Because if the next guy isn't coming like my ex or better, then off the rip, you can get to stepping. Like, so breakups don't always have to be this, oh, I'm learning a hard lesson, or I went through some traumatic experience. Not every relationship is going to end up in a marriage, and the ones that don't end up in marriage doesn't mean that it has to be messy, or, as long as you're upholding your standards within the relationship, it should be a positive experience. And honestly, my relationship was a positive experience, and I'm telling you, like, I have nothing bad to say about him, and we're still friends. We still talk and everything. But I just don't feel like the girls hear that often about a relationship that you get out of that has raised your standards. That, like, he's treated me so well, like the next guy's gonna be hard for him, So I just wanted you guys to hear that, because not every breakup is a horror story, and not every breakup is some hard learning lesson. Some breakups are really because you're just maturing and you want different types of relationships, and you just came to understand, like, I don't see myself marrying that person, so let's not waste each other's time. And that's pretty much what this was. But like I said, great guy, love him, and yeah, that's it.
Nice guys finish last. So he gave her everything and still was not enough. Let me guess. He was too boring, not toxic enough. She wasn't feeling the vibe, the connection. And you know what's interesting, gentlemen? That she explains why girls stayed longer in relationships. Isn't it interesting how she's saying that the next guy has to work extra harder just to be with her? Why go through all that for a woman? When we know it isn't worth it, why spend time and money on someone who doesn't deserve it? The entitlement with new modern bimbos. They think they deserve the world just for existing. Women love jerks, and those are the types who provide drama. That's why I don't feel sympathy when I see leftover women crying on TikTok about the guy who hurt them. Remember, guys, with women, less is more.
I think it is a cruel joke to be the last single friend.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Like, my close friend group, everybody is either married or on the path of marriage. What that does to you mentally, to your psyche, is unfucking real. You go from having the time of your life, going on trips, dinners, going out to the lounges, the bars, having a good time, to literally being on an island by yourself. You literally are left behind. And they may make time for you once a month for brunch, but other than that, like, no. You're out here dating, having the worst time. Every single time you think there's something real, it's an upset. One day you're getting your back cracked and bent like a pretzel, and the next day your friend tells you, oh girl, I just got married. This is equivalent to being the last person picked on the kickball team in gym in middle school. I am traumatized.
Another clear example of women asking themselves what that F happened? All her friends are married or about to get married. She's the leftover cake that nobody wants. She's the super-filled Twinkie, if you know what I mean. At her 20s, she was living life, partying, jumping from one man to another, getting free dinners. But now the time has come for her. The man that she wants don't want her anymore. Most women want to live life without consequences, but when their looks start to fade and they're not able to attract the same caliber of men anymore, that's when reality smacked them in the face. And she is saying that it is a cruel joke to be the last single friend? So I guess she's the fool for thinking that she could do anything with no repercussions. Every action has a reaction.
So the question is, when do you settle? When do you compromise? Or do you at all? As for me, I've been single a pretty long time. Never thought it would be this long. I have to admit, when I got divorced a long time ago, I was a little arrogant. I was in my mid-30s, and I knew it was a good catch. Good woman, educated, great career, amazing mom, and I was a great wife. Cook, clean, do all that. So I kind of was a little arrogant and thought, oh, it's no problem. I'm going to be married in 2 to 3 years. Well, it's been a long, long time. And honestly, not even gotten close. And so sometimes, like a lot of women in my situation that I've talked to, that you ask yourself, well, when do you give up? When do you give up on finding the one? Or do you? As for me, I go back and forth. Sometimes I go, well, I just need to be with Mr. Right Now. Doesn't give me butterflies, but he's a good man. He's nice. He likes me. Don't have much in common, but he calls, so I talk to him. Or sometimes you've got the one that gives you butterflies, but you know he's unreliable and not dependable. He's broke. You got to take him out to dinner. We've all done that. Those are never sustaining long-term relationships. So the question is, do you compromise? Well, where I am right now today, I'm going to say no. I'm not going to compromise. I'm waiting. I'm going to stay optimistic. It gets hard staying optimistic this long, but I'm going to stay optimistic. Now, tomorrow, I don't know. Might settle. Just keeping it real.
What can I say, guys? The delusion with women is unbelievable. She's 50 and single, and the crazy part is that she knows she's the problem, and she doesn't want to change. Is she going to manifest her husband? Is she praying to God for a good man? Well, we all know that being a good, responsible man is not enough. Before we continue, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't be their Forrest Gump. Don't be the one who's gonna save them. Don't be the guy who's gonna pay full price for a used vehicle. Guys, have some goddamn standards, because we know that they come with a list of requirements. And she's the perfect example. Even knowing that her time ran out, she's still not settling for less. And remember, the world is yours for the taking. See you next time.